All right, welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. This time, we're going to be talking about the law of vibration.
Ooh.
And we're taking a look at it through some interesting ideas from Bob Proctor.
Yeah, Bob Proctor, he's great, for law of attraction stuff, really like attracting the life you want,
Well, yeah.
manifesting, all that.
Yeah. We found this clip of him where he talks about the law of vibration.
Okay.
And how it kind of plays into, like, everything, really, health, relationships.
Yeah.
Even, like, wealth and success, so...
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating stuff. Should we just dive in and see like what we find?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so Proctor starts out and like right off the bat, he says that, like everything in the universe is energy.
Oh, wow.
He says like trees, cement, even our bodies and clothes, like it's all energy, just vibrating at different frequencies.
He's like, if you think about it, like the universe is just this like giant orchestra or something, with everything like kind of playing its own little tune.
I like that. That's a good analogy. Okay, so like if everything's vibrating, then where does the law of attraction come into this?
Mm-hmm.
Because I always thought it was about, positive thinking, visualizing what you want, all that.
Right, and that's what makes it so interesting, because what Proctor actually says is that like the law of attraction is actually secondary to the law of vibration, meaning like it's your your energy that determines what you attract, So like positive thinking, visualization, all that, yeah, that's good stuff, but it only really works if it's like aligned with your base like vibration.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So like our vibration is super important.
Yeah.
But like how do we even know what kind of vibration we're giving off? Like, is there some kind of meter we can use?
Well, not a literal meter, but Proctor says like our feelings, right? Those are the key.
Oh, interesting.
Like your feelings, he says that's basically you being aware of your vibration like right then.
Yeah.
So like if you're feeling happy, enthusiastic, that means you're vibing high.
Right.
But if you're feeling down or anxious, then that probably means you're vibing kind of low.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense when I think about it. Like, have you ever been around someone who's just like radiating negativity?
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's like you can actually like feel it.
Yeah.
Their bad vibes are bringing you down.
You can feel that energy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
And it's like the opposite is true too, right? Like when you're around someone who's just like super positive.
Yeah.
It's infectious. You feel drawn to that.
Okay, so let's get practical for a second.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to track better things, how do we actually like change our vibration? I mean, Blake's always throwing curveballs, How do you stay positive even when things get tough?
That's the big question, right? But Proctor, he actually has some good advice on this.
Okay.
He quotes Viktor Frankl. He's that psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And Frankl, he said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom.
Okay, whoa. That's a pretty powerful quote.
Yeah.
So it's not about like avoiding negative stuff altogether, but more about how we choose to react to it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like Proctor, he's saying the key is to be aware. You can't always control what happens, but you can control how you respond.
Right, yeah.
And he even gives a specific tip. He says, like, when you're around someone who's being negative, try changing the subject. Talk about something positive about them.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's like subtly shifting the energy,
Yeah.
towards something more positive.
Yeah, like you're planting a little seed of positivity, both in their mind and like in the whole vibe of the conversation.
Exactly.
Okay, and this leads to a pretty cool connection that Proctor makes between vibration and sales.
Oh, okay.
He thinks that good salespeople, they're really good at getting on the same wavelength as like their potential customers.
Ah, interesting.
It's not just about like being smooth talkers or closing deals. It's about like truly connecting with people.
Yeah, and actually Proctor, he has a name for this. He calls it empathy ego balance.
Okay.
It means like being able to step outside your own ego, your own wants, and really see things from the other person's point of view.
Empathy ego balance. I like
Yeah.
that. So this is useful for sales,
Yeah.
but really this applies to like any relationship.
Definitely.
Okay, but I got to ask, like, how does all this vibration stuff actually play out in like the real world? You know what I mean? Like, how does it affect our actual lives?
Right. And that's where it gets really mind-blowing, because Proctor's whole point is that you attract what you are in harmonious vibration with. So like if you want more abundance in your life, you got to cultivate that vibration of abundance within yourself. If you want better relationships, then you got to embody that love and connection.
So you're saying, like, if I want to be a millionaire, I can't just, like, wish for it. I have to actually vibrate at the frequency of a millionaire.
Haha. Well, it's not quite as simple as flipping a switch, but that's the basic idea. It's about like aligning your inner self, your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions with what you want to create. It's about like becoming the person who already has what you desire.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty powerful. So it's not just about thinking positive. It's about like embodying the energy of what you want.
Exactly. And that takes, self-awareness, intention. You got to put in the work. It's a journey. But the more you understand this law of vibration and actually use it in your life, the more you can really start to shape your reality.
It's all really fascinating stuff. It's like we're seeing the world in a whole new way now, recognizing the power of energy and vibration.
Once you see it, it's hard to unsee it. You
Yeah.
start noticing these like energy exchanges happening everywhere, and you realize how much your own vibration affects everything.
This has been a really incredible deep dive so far. I feel like my mind is already like expanding. Before we get too carried away, though, let's take a quick break.
Okay.
We'll come back and we'll explore even more about this fascinating law of vibration.
So we're back and ready to keep going with this whole vibration thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff.
Yeah. Like we were talking about how aligning your vibration with what you want can help you, create that reality.
Right. It got me thinking, like, if we're attracting things with our vibration, are we also like sending out vibrations that are affecting other people?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's a huge part of this whole law of vibration thing. We're all connected, through this like web of energy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's like our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, they all send out these vibrations that can affect the people around us and like even the places we're in.
So it's kind of like a ripple effect, like our energy is always going outward, impacting everything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's so important to be aware of what kind of vibration we're putting out there, Think about like when you walk into a room and you can just feel the energy change.
Oh, yeah.
Like sometimes it's like joyful, exciting. Other times it's tense, uncomfortable.
Right.
That's all our vibrations, coming together, creating that atmosphere.
It's like we're all part of this like giant energy field.
Yeah. And you know what Proctor said about restaurants?
No, what about them?
He was saying how like some restaurants just have good energy, and others just like don't. You can actually feel it in the vibration.
Yeah, I think I've experienced that.
Like imagine a busy cafe, people laughing, chatting, having coffee. That energy is like alive, inviting, right? But then like picture a dark, almost empty diner where the air feels like heavy, stagnant.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the looks of the place, it's the energy,
Right.
from the people who've been there.
So, okay, if our thoughts and feelings are like emitting vibrations, does that mean we can affect things like our health just with our thoughts?
That's a question that people have been wondering about forever. There's like no definitive answer yet, but scientists are starting to look more into this whole mind-body connection.
Yeah.
Like how our thoughts and beliefs affect our physical well-being.
I've definitely heard of like the placebo effect, where people get better just because they think they're getting a treatment, even if it's like a fake pill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great example of how powerful our minds are.
Yeah.
And like if our beliefs can cause actual physical changes, then it makes sense that our vibration, which is all our thoughts, emotions, beliefs all together, could play a role in our health.
Okay, so like if I'm constantly worrying about getting sick, does that mean I'm actually making myself more likely to get sick because I'm like vibrating at a frequency of illness?
Well, it's not about like blaming yourself or anything, but more about understanding that like your dominant vibration, your thoughts, your emotions, they can attract similar experiences. That doesn't mean that just thinking positive will magically cure everything.
Right.
But having a positive mindset, a higher vibration, that can definitely support your well-being.
This is more about like creating a good foundation.
Yeah, exactly. It's like giving your body the best chance to be healthy.
So we've talked about how to shift our vibration, with positive self-talk, things like that. But it's not always easy, right? Like there's so much negativity in the world, it can be hard to stay positive all the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what are some like practical tips for raising our vibration, especially when we're feeling stuck.
Well, remember what Proctor said about, like, changing the subject when someone's being negative? That's a great start.
Right.
But there's, like, a ton of other things you can do, too.
Oh, okay.
Like spending time in nature, listening to music you love, practicing gratitude, meditating, doing something creative.
Yeah, I like all of those.
All those things can shift your energy to a more positive place.
So it's all about making choices that, like, make us feel good.
Yeah, like consciously choosing things that lift your mood, your energy level.
And it doesn't have to be, like, huge changes.
Nope,
Like,
not at all. Little things can make a difference. Just like focusing on the good stuff in your life, being grateful,
right.
taking a few minutes, just like chill out, clear your head.
It's those little nudges, in the right direction.
Exactly.
This whole vibration thing, it makes me think about, like, prayer.
Oh, interesting.
Do you think there's, like, a connection there?
Proctor actually talked about that.
He did.
He said that, like, when you look at prayer through this idea of vibration, it becomes more than just like saying words or asking for things. It's more about like aligning your energy with what you want to happen and like trusting that the universe will respond.
So it's kind of like a form of manifesting.
Yeah, exactly. Like instead of begging some higher power to change things,
Right.
you're matching your vibration to the change you want and like having faith in the energy of the universe.
Okay, yeah. So it's more about, like, active participation.
Yeah. It's about intention, focus, belief, not just hoping passively, but actively shaping your reality.
Wow, this is really mind-blowing stuff.
It is. And it really makes you think.
I feel like we've only just started to explore this whole topic of vibration.
Yeah, we've only scratched the surface. But I think we've laid some good groundwork.
Yeah, definitely. And for our listener, I hope this has made you curious.
Yeah, I hope it inspires you to like explore this vibration thing in your own life.
Totally. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, we want to leave you with a question.
Yeah, a question to like really think about. What areas of your life could you look at through this lens of vibration?
What could you discover if you started paying more attention to your energy and the energy around you? It's really wild to think that, like, vibration, something we can't even see, could be so powerful.
I know, right? Like it makes you wonder if we can actually change our reality with our vibration. What can we actually like do to make that happen?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's one thing to, like, get the concept, but how do we actually use this in, like, our everyday lives? Like, where do we even start?
Well, I think the first thing is to just like notice. Pay attention to how you feel, throughout the day. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing when you feel good, energized? Who are you with? Where are you?
Right.
And then like the opposite. What makes you feel drained, down?
Okay, so it's like being aware of, like, our own internal energy.
Yeah. Like tuning into your own like energy vibes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And once you start noticing that, you can start making choices that like help you line up with those good vibes.
So, like, maybe spending more time doing things that make us feel good.
Exactly. Like being in nature, listening to music you love, hanging out with people who make you happy.
Yeah, yeah.
All that stuff can raise your vibration.
So it's about, like, making our environment match the energy we want.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be like these big, crazy changes. Even small things can make a difference.
Like what?
Like just focusing on the good things you already have, being grateful for them.
Yeah, gratitude. That's always a good one.
Or even just taking a few minutes to like meditate, quiet your mind.
Yeah, just, like, chill out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about those little things that kind of nudge you in the right direction.
This reminds me of something Proctor said about people who, like, really love their jobs.
Oh, yeah.
He said they never really work a day in their lives
Yeah.
because they're, like, always aligned with their passion,
Oh, I love that.
Like, they're vibrating at this frequency of joy and fulfillment.
Yeah, when you're doing what you love, your energy just like flows and you attract more of that good stuff.
So it's like the universe is, like, helping you out when you're in that sweet spot.
Exactly. It's all connected, right? Back to that vibration.
Wow, it really is amazing. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the law of vibration, what's, like, the one thing you hope our listeners will take away from this?
I really hope people understand that like they're not just stuck with whatever life throws at them.
Right?
They can actually create their own reality.
Yeah.
By understanding this law of vibration and like consciously raising their frequency, they can attract the things they want and like live a happier, more fulfilling life.
It's a great message. And for our listeners, as you go about your day, we encourage you to think about this. What can you explore in your own life using this idea of vibration?
What might happen if you start paying attention to your own energy and the energy of everything around you?
Maybe you'll find new ways to shift your vibration, to get closer to what you truly desire.
It's all about that journey of self-discovery, right? Be open, be curious.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the law of vibration. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring, and we hope you'll keep exploring this fascinating concept.